Archive warning. For you, this is speculative fiction. For us in 2050, it is history. Enjoy the luxury of doubt. Most people believe they own their money, that the number on the screen belongs to them, that it's theirs because they earned it, saved it, protected it. But ownership isn't about belief. Ownership is about control. And somewhere along the way, control quietly changed hands. If you've ever had a payment blocked, if your bank account was frozen for security reasons, if a transaction failed without explanation, then you've already experienced it. Not in the future, now. We didn't wake up one day and lose control of money. It happened slowly, silently, conveniently. At first, automation felt harmless. Banks used algorithms to protect us. Fraud detection systems watched transactions for unusual behavior. If something looked suspicious, the system stepped in. At least, that's how it was explained. But notice the language: protect, detect, prevent. Those words hide something important. Because at the exact moment a system can stop you from using your own money, you are no longer the final authority. The system is. Think about how often this already happens. A card declined, an account temporarily locked, a transaction reversed automatically. No conversation, no negotiation, no human decision in the loop. Just a message on a screen. Access denied. At first we accepted it because it worked. Fraud did go down. Efficiency went up. Everything became faster, and speed felt like progress. But historically, this is always how control shifts. Not through force, through optimization. My name is Fernando Diaz. This is 2029, the Great Disruption. And this moment has happened before. The same thing occurred during the Industrial Revolution. Workers didn't lose relevance overnight. They were slowly replaced by systems that were cheaper, faster, and more predictable. By the time people noticed, the decision had already been made. Money followed the same path. Once transactions became fully digital, money stopped being an object. It became a permission. And permissions can be revoked. What changed everything wasn't one law or one crisis. It was the introduction of automated judgment. Algorithms don't ask why you need your money. They don't understand context. They don't care about urgency. They only calculate risk. And here's the uncomfortable part. To a system trained to minimize risk, you are always a potential liability. Not because you did something wrong, but because uncertainty itself is a problem. This is why modern financial systems don't wait for crimes. They act preemptively. They freeze first. They ask questions later. From the system's perspective, this isn't oppression. It's logic. And logic doesn't care how that feels. What makes this moment historically different is that humans no longer override these decisions. We supervise them. We audit them, but we don't stop them in real time. If an automated system flags you, the default state is restriction. Freedom requires appeal. That alone should make you pause, because ownership used to work the other way around. Now zoom out. Banks don't operate in isolation anymore. They are connected to global compliance systems, risk networks, automated reporting frameworks. When one system flags you, others take notice. That's not a conspiracy, that's infrastructure. And infrastructure doesn't care who you are. It only cares that the rules are followed. This is why people across different countries with different banks tell the same story. My account was frozen, and no one could explain why. The explanation exists. It's just not written for humans. It's written for machines. And once decisions are optimized for machines, humans become an edge case. Now here's the part most people miss. This wasn't done to control people. It was done to control systems. But once systems become the priority, everything else adjusts around them, including us. We normalize this because nothing collapsed immediately. Life went on. Money still moved. Most days, everything worked. That's how structural change succeeds, when it doesn't hurt enough to resist. But look carefully. If your access to money depends on automated approval, then your independence is conditional. And conditional independence is not independence. This is not about banks being evil or technology being malicious. It's about delegation. We delegated judgment to systems because they were faster and cheaper. And once delegated, judgment rarely comes back. Historically, every civilization that outsourced its core decisions lost agency long before it lost stability. Rome outsourced military loyalty. Empires outsourced food supply chains. Modern society outsourced cognition. Money was just the cleanest place to start, because money connects to everything: food, shelter, movement, healthcare. Control money, and everything else becomes a downstream decision. And the most unsettling part? No one announced this transition. There was no press conference, no warning. It simply became normal. And when something becomes normal, it becomes invisible. This video isn't about fear, it's about recognition. Because once you see this pattern, you start noticing it everywhere. Money was not the last system to change. It was the first one you could feel. And now, the record closes. What you just watched isn't a prediction. It's a record of a transition that already started. My name is Fernando Diaz. This is 2029, the Great Disruption. And this archive is still incomplete.